Today, we want to discuss a typical question about significant figures. Is that we want to round off a number to one significant figure. For example, if we want to round off 231 to one significant figure, what does it mean? To observe this number, 231, the number at the most left-hand side, that is 2, should be the first significant figure. And for the number 3, it should be the second significant figure. And the last number 1, that should be the third significant figure. And if we want to round off the 231 to one significant figure, which means that now we have three numbers, 2, 3, 1. There are too many informations. I don't want to have three numbers. Can you tell me these numbers by only using one number? That is the meaning of using one significant figure. Now, you should know that when you see this statement, which means that you need to use one number to represent this whole number, 231. So actually, now you have three numbers to choose to representing this whole number. That is 2, 3, and 1. So that which number is better to be used to mention the values of this whole number? We need to go back to the basic meaning about significant figures. Actually, for the significant figures, it is talking about the power of the digits to representing numbers. So that for the 2, actually it is not 2, it is 200. And the 3, actually it is 30, this is the 10-digit subweiso. And lastly, for the 1, as it is unit digit, that is only really representing 1. So which one have the most power to representing 231? It seems that it should be 200, isn't it? So that if you can only use one number in this three number to represent 231, we think that 2 is the best number. So if we want to round off the 231 to one significant figures, then we need to choose the best significant figure to represent it. So it should be 2. But is that really 2? We know it is not. Actually, it's 200. So if we want to round off the 231 to one significant figure, we choose 2 to represent it. That is 200. By using the same concept, if we want to round off the 251 to one significant figure, is that the result the same? Now we have 251 that we have three numbers. If we want to select one number to represent the whole values of the number, 2, 5, or 1, which one is better? As what we discussed, we will think that the 2 is better because it has the most power to representing the value of this number, that is 200, isn't it? And the 5 only have representing 50 and 1 representing 1. So we choose 2, isn't it? So the answer should be 200, isn't it? There's some problem. Why? To round off the 251 to one significant figure, as 2 is the first significant figure, it represents 200. It should be the best number to representing 251. That should have no problem. But why 200 is wrong? Now I want to explain that why 200 is not a good number to representing 251. The problem is that actually the 2 is representing 200. It's because 2 is in the 100 digit, 百位數. And for considering the 100 digit, the number that before 2 should be 1. That is 100. And for the number at the back of 2 should be 3. That is 300, isn't it? Now we use the number line to representing these numbers. 我哋用咗數線去代表呢三個數字100、200 and 300. Where is 251? We know that the midpoint of the 200 and 300 should be 250. And 251 should be a little bit bigger than 250. Maybe here, 231. So actually, if we observing the 100 digit, it's better for us to use 2 or 3 to representing 251. It seems that 3 is a better number. So in this problem, if we want to round off the 251, we need to choose a better number in the largest digit, okay, which is more closer to 251. So we choose 2 or 3. We need to choose 3. It's because, I repeat once, is that 251 is much closer to 3 than 2 in this case. So in this question, if we want to round off the 251 to one significant figure, we don't choose 200, but we choose 300 as the number. Now we go to the example 1.1a in your notes. The question mentioned that we need to round off the 734, 852 to 3 significant figures. How should we do it? The meaning of round off the number to 3 significant figures, which means that you need to pick up 3 numbers to representing the whole numbers. So now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers to choose. Which 3 numbers have the most power to representing the whole value? We should know that it should be started from the left hand side. That is 7, 3, and 4. Okay, we choose these 3 numbers, but are they the best? It should be the best, but as what I mentioned in the last example, now this number actually is representing 734,000. And the last digit or the last significant figures that we are using is the 4. So in the number line, on the number line, 734,000 is here. So the next number next to it, that should be 735,000, as we are using 3 significant figures. And the number before that, that should be 733,000. So we need to think about that. Why should be this number 734852 lies on? Actually, it should be lies between 734,000 to 735,000. Now the point is that, where is it lies on? Actually, the midpoint of this region, that should be 734,500. So that 852 should be a little bit larger than this number. So it lies on somewhere here. So it's closer to 735,000 or closer to 734,000. It seems that it is nearer to 735,000. So besides we considering the significant figures, we need to also consider which number is better to be used to representing it. So in this case, it should not be 734,000, should be 735,000. So besides the number of significant figures that we are using, we need to also consider the word round off.